The Vikings are on a sneaky 3-game win streak, if you can believe it.
Doesn't feel like it. You didn't do an intro, and I got really confused that we were recording.
The lack of the music threw me off.
I'm like, oh, what's going on?
I think for some reason this platform that we use, it doesn't save sometimes. So the only thing I have is the one that got flagged before. And I didn't even download it. Spoiler alert for all you guys that are tuning in later. We were talking pro wrestling, and we were geeking the hell out before we started this.
Armbar.
It threw it threw me off, and I forgot to do the intro. So blame Stone Cold, blame Shawn Michaels, and that's what we'll start the show with. If you got to pick 3 professional wrestlers in a bar fight to help back you, who would you pick and why? That would be cool. You guys answer.
It's going to be WWE Hall of Famer Snoop Dogg, who's going to be performing at halftime of the game between
I want 3 Mae Youngs. 3 Mae Youngs, and we take on the world.
There you go.
Hey, Mae Young was feisty. That's actually not a bad choice.
I can't believe she didn't die from those Dudley Boys.
She took a beating, man.
Bubba Ray has talked about that, where he was like, he protected her to the 10th degree to make sure that she was fine when they did that table spot.
And she always said, don't give me that weak stuff. If you're going to do it, bring it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She was tough.
So the Vikings go into New Jersey / New York, question mark?
Yeah.
Well, it took them a couple tries with that airplane, you know?
Yeah, that was the thing. If you weren't on Viking social media, good point, Adam. They had a lot of issues. They didn't land until around midnight Saturday going into Sunday, so that was fun. But that did not stop them from winning 16-13 yesterday. This game had a little bit of drama. We'll get into the weeds with the stats, but overall, the Vikings are now 7-8, and it's hilarious because did we share that meme in the chat of Tiger Woods and John Daly and how the Lions are 8-7 and they had Super Bowl aspirations, and then weird John Daly like fucking around with JJ McCarthy in a disaster season. And there's only one win in between them. Oh man,
that's unbelievable.
Did you see that when the plane turned around and had to head back to Minneapolis? They got 300 Chick-fil-A sandwiches for the team.
Oh, I didn't know that. I saw that Ben Lieber had posted it. It's fun if you follow Ben Lieber or Kevin Seifert, you'll get a lot of stuff on game day and travel. And I guess they made it like 2 states over, and they had to turn around. And I didn't get the full story on that. I just know they got there at midnight, and I was like, hopefully they can.
I guess some players took off from Minneapolis and woke up and landed in Minneapolis, and they were like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, I think that was Aaron Jones who said that. He was like, "I woke up and I was back in Minneapolis." I'm like, what? This is another in the long line of Minnesota Vikings seasons that you could write a book about, just based on all the unusual things that have happened. What other team has to turn around and go back home? Just the Vikings.
Just us.
Just us.
It's us.
And it's not like weather or anything like that. It was a mechanical issue, which was even odder.
Yeah, we don't like that. Especially being a guy that works at the airport. I don't say it to the passengers at all because I don't want to freak them out. But like the snow days we have here, the really cold weather days, like when it's 12 degrees, you're like, I wouldn't fly in this shit. I can't believe you're getting on a plane. But that's a normal Wednesday for people in Minnesota. So
George Carlin has a really funny bit about the airline and just like the terminology they use. I forget the phrase. I forget what the phrase is, but the punchline is broken airplane. Where he's like, what they really mean is the airplane is broke. And yeah, that's the Minnesota Vikings, broken airplane.
George Carlin, what a savant, what a guy that was ahead of his time. My goodness, I've listened this year alone to probably 30 or 40 hours of his stuff, and he's not wrong. He's rarely wrong.
If he was alive today, man, he would be having a field day with some of the news topics that are going. I wish we could be there for that. So, we got to start again with J.J. McCarthy talk, because just every episode we have to start with J.J. McCarthy talk. I thought he looked actually okay at times during
2 turnovers is not that okay, but I mean, you can argue, debate back and forth as far as whether those turnovers were on him or not, but
right.
Still, I mean, he did leave the game too with a hand injury, and that's never good.
The bigger story again is J.J. McCarthy getting injured. I don't know what the update is on the hand injury, but not being able to finish a game. there's a pattern that's emerging with this kid, and I don't know how reliable of a player he is, or if it's just bad luck this year.
Well,
I'm gonna
whatever it
tell
is,
you,
I don't know what's going on with Jackson Dart, but Jackson Dart looked terrible.
He did.
I'll give him credit for being shifty and on his feet and avoiding some sacks, even though he was sacked 5 times. He was elusive. I thought JJ McCarthy was undersized. He's 6'3" and 220. So I'm not sure what the deal is. I can't keep going back and forth, back and forth. So I'm going to plant my feet in the ground on this, and I'm going to stay here no matter what. I am out on JJ McCarthy. I've got the math for this week, and I'll count this week because he played most of the game. I'm not going to call him made of glass. He's a professional athlete. That's a stupid thing for a bum like me on the couch to say. Can you guess percentage wise? And yes, I'm using last year because he wasn't available. Sue me, call me an asshole. That's fine. Can you guys guess the percentage of games JJ McCarthy has played between this season and last season?
33%, 33.
28%. Even if he does show progression, I'm leaning towards this kid is always going to be hurt. And I don't like that situation at all. If I'm going to go throw my franchise away for our quarterback that gets hurt every year, I'd like him to be named Joe Burrow because I know at least he'll come in and possibly take us to the Super Bowl if he has one healthy season.
It'll at least be
kid.
entertaining for 10 games.
I can't trust this kid to stay on the field. I love him as a person. I've seen progression, especially in the last month. I've seen him. All right, cool. The coach kind of dumbed down the offense a little bit, base everything around like, all right, this wasn't working. Self-scouting. We're going to tell it to you. I've seen him be capable in a certain style. And I feel like to different levels and degrees, that's every quarterback, right? It just depends on how talented and smart they are together. But if you can't be on the field, I got no use for you. And that sucks because I think he's a good human. Maybe he'll be a lifetime backup for this league. But, man, they have got to figure it out this coming offseason. Justin Jefferson got a little bit warmer this game. He had about 80-something yards. You could see they were looking for him. He was getting back to form a little bit. But if we're going to keep that dude around and he's going to be worth his weight in gold because his contract's pretty big, I don't see how you go forward confidently with J.J. McCarthy because the injury stuff is starting to be an every game thing. Is he concussed? Is his hand okay? Is his ankle okay? What are we doing here? And that's my take on it. I don't like it. I wish I wasn't saying that. But I think this has got to be a heavy point of contention for Kevin O'Connell going in the offseason. Notice how I didn't say Quessy.
And when we're talking about injuries, Minnesota did the right thing shutting down Christian Darrisaw. I don't know what the holdoff was or why there was so much argument and debate.
Good point, Adam.
But yeah, it's that time that they had to do it. I know people were like, oh, you can't trust Justin School at left tackle, but
you kind of have to.
Well, it's funny you say that. You sure can. Spoiler alert for about 5 minutes from now when we do game balls.
I'm with you, Smith. I've gone back and forth on JJ McCarthy on every single week we record, and some weeks I'm out, some weeks I'm a little more in, and I kind of just have to, what do you say, put your foot in the sand and draw a line and be like, hey, this is where I am with this kid. And at this point, like, it's, what do you say, 28% of the games is what he's actually played for the Vikings. That is concerning. That is, you can't be on the field. When you were on the field, you put up some absolutely terrible performances. I'm not knocking the kid on a personal level. I think he seems like a great human. He seems like a good leader that you want in your locker room. But I just don't know. I can't rely on him to be our guy moving forward. Is there a place for him on the team next year? Yeah, he's your guy. You drafted him. He's cheap. You can slot him in as that quarterback too. But you have to move forward and do something at the quarterback position.
And the worst thing right now is that, with Minnesota being eliminated from the playoffs, what we are hoping for as Vikings fans is seeing that progression from J.J. McCarthy. That's why we're watching these games. Because we want to see if this quarterback can keep taking steps, keep learning and developing and becoming the guy we want him to be. But right now, I don't even know if he's going to play next week.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And you're right. It's Monday,
you're right, Adam.
And they're going to play on Christmas Day in 3 days, and we don't know. And I believe that was his throwing hand, which is concerning.
There's
But I'll
no
give you
You
guys
see him
another-
wincing on the sidelines too when they were putting some pressure on it.
Right,
Carson
he
Wentz-
was
Carson
in a lot of
Winston.
pain. And look, nobody on the show is saying, "Ha ha, we're glad." I don't want him to be hurt.
No, I don't.
want him
I like the
to
kid.
be
I don't
here.
want to. I like the kid. I don't want to see him hurt or injured
Right.
out there for the team.
Now,
either.
what I really want though is I know Minnesota. There are people rooting for Minnesota to lose these games, and I get that. I do. But I am still solidly in the camp of I want Minnesota to beat Detroit and play spoiler, kick them out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I want them to beat Green Bay and kick them out of the playoffs.
I mean, I just want some guys to show me something. Show me who wants to be on the team next year.
Have
Who's
you
gonna?
guys seen the crazy pass defense stats for the Vikings?
It's pretty
Is
damn
this the
good
stat
defense.
that you're gonna-
They have not allowed a passing touchdown in
There it is.
6 games.
Yep.
They have not allowed a passing touchdown in 6 games. This is the first time any team has done that since 1988 when I was born. And the record for the NFL since the merger is 7. Now, I do think Detroit will get a passing touchdown this Thursday.
Yeah.
But pretty crazy that this team that's 7-8 right now has allowed that, which brings the discussion for later in the show. It's time to pay Brian Flores. I don't think it's quite time that he gets a head coaching job just based on kind of the feel of the league and where his situation's at.
I want him here as long as possible.
You pay that man immediately.
I
But
don't
you can't
think.
have him and Tua, so you got to pick one.
Well, it's a pretty easy choice there, Adam.
Oh shit!
I don't think
that-
coaches' salaries don't go against the salary cap, do they?
I don't think so.
So you can just open the checkbook if you're the Wilfs and keep him around. You should
Especially
do that.
considering this is year 4 for Kevin O'Connell. He's had him for 3 years, and you had 1 year of what the fuck are we doing on defense with Ed Donatel? Like, hey, clear as day, you're not going to get much better than him. And I would walk right in there at the end of the season, which will be next weekend, and I would show them that stat from this year. It's like, hey, forget the cool year last year. Forget the Kirk Cousins Achilles year. Look at this year. Look what we did with this guy. You're setting records with this dude. Like, that's just
you know what? And you know what the B topic is? It's almost getting lost because everything gets lost underneath the quarterback shuffle right now for the Vikings as well too. Poor Ryan Kelly going out with another concussion in this game. I feel sorry for him, man.
Done.
I think he's got to be done, Adam. And he's been a good player when he's healthy for the team. Like you can see flashes.
Pro Bowl center.
You can see flashes of where he was early in his career, but it's just the injuries and the concussions, and it's got to be over for him too. So the B story coming into next season is that again, you got an offensive line that you have to address. You have to address.
It'll be
center.
3 years in a row. They're going to have 3 different starting centers on the first of game day, and it's frustrating. You don't want anybody to get hurt, especially if you had multiple head injuries like that.
It's also concerning when you've got guys like Bradbury who go to New England. All of a sudden, Bradbury's looking pretty good. We had the guard that's playing for the Texans right now. What the hell is his name? Ed Ingram. All of a sudden, Ed Ingram is playing pretty well. So what was going on in Minnesota?
Did you see who was starting at left tackle for New England? Meridian Lowe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Former Viking.
Very cool.
So that's an issue.
Last night.
That's an issue they got to address too. Like, how come players that we have let go and deemed not good are finding success elsewhere?
But while we're talking about center, because I do think like some people are going to see that as a top priority for like the first to third round, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked how Blake Brandel played at center when he filled in this season, and I think he should get a shot.
I don't hate that. I mean, again, it all depends on where your draft board is when you're drafting for the Vikings. But I don't ever want to force a pick.
Right.
Let's go to tankathon.com. The NFL. Minnesota sits squarely in the middle at 15 right now. Nice.
That's a good spot to draft an offensive lineman, though.
Not bad.
Number 15.
Or a running back or a safety. That's a great spot. Nobody's going to be mad at you if you draft any of those positions at 15.
Or a corner.
I mean, at this point, I don't care. Just get a blue chip player. Let's put it up here. Game balls. I'm jumping in right now. Can you guess who the number 1 graded offensive player was yesterday?
Ryan Kelly.
Justin Skule, 86.6.
Hey, there you go.
Have a day, sir. You get my game ball. I love that I didn't know that you came in and that you were better than everyone else. This is another concerning JJ McCarthy stat here. Uh, PFF ranked 1 through 13. You know who's not 1 to 13 on best offensive players yesterday? JJ McCarthy. Justin Jefferson at 2, Max Brosmer at 3, Ty Felton at 4, and Aaron Jones at 5.
I'm just kind of giving one out here for just being a tough, gritty veteran who was banged up the whole game. He still goes in, he still makes plays, he's still giving it his all out there for the team. Aaron Jones. I mean, there's no reason really for him at this stage in his career with the Vikings being eliminated for him to go out there banged up and to be playing as hard as what he is for this team. So to see him still going out there and like giving it all to play in purple for the Vikings, I love that. I love that from a veteran. That sets the tone for the whole franchise. So I'm gonna give one to Aaron Jones.
I heard a rumor that there are still people in New Jersey that are looking for Jalen Redmond's mouthpiece, but he gets my game ball.
That's awesome. Jalen Redmond yesterday. Where's he at? 4 total tackles, a sack, a tackle for a loss, a pass defended, and a quarterback hit. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
But did you notice that when they started running on Minnesota pretty hard, they brought in Levi Drake Rodriguez as an extra defensive lineman, and things got quieted down pretty quick.
Yeah, he's pretty good player for the team.
I like these, I won't say younger, but less experienced defensive linemen that are on Minnesota's team. I know they paid a lot of money to bring in some high-profile, big-name guys, but there are guys under that, the depths, that are just playing amazing football right now.
Let's see if we can find the Brian O'Neill listed as did not practice today. Wonderful. Ty Chandler.
You see Brian O'Neill defending himself on that pass play where McCarthy got hurt, saying that was part of the design scheme, is not to block the guy opposite the screen. And I get that, but that was Brian Burns.
You can't leave that guy sitting by himself. Goodness. I wouldn't tell you before we do donkeys. So I got to watch the game yesterday. I had to watch it on my phone. First time all season, NFL Sunday Ticket let me watch a Vikings game, and it wasn't blacked out in my area. So that's cool. So I was at a Panthers bar yesterday in Richmond, Virginia. A lot of my friends and family are from the Charlotte area, and I got invited to do a Christmas, football party watch kind of thing, and they exchanged some gifts at halftime. That Carolina Bucks game was wild. Carolina is sneakily 8-7 and took over the NFC South yesterday. They've got to win again in Tampa in 2 weeks. I highly doubt they're going to go to Seattle and win. But they did beat the Rams, and they did beat Green Bay, so who knows? Maybe they'll just play spoiler again. But it was a lot of fun getting to watch. So shout out to them. I forget the name of their RVA, Roaring Riot, something like that. It's cool to see like a fan base come together, and when they get into it, they get into it. Every time there's a first down, they do the same chant from the stadium, and a fun little.
I actually love this to the Carolina Panthers because there was that stretch where you could probably get into a Panthers game if you had $15.
Yeah,
and right now I'm pretty glad that they are doing better.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. Bryce Young actually looked pretty good yesterday, which is crazy. He still looks tiny, but yeah. Any updates on the MRI? Which one are we talking about?
JJ McCarthy.
I haven't heard anything. I
haven't heard anything. I know that the X-ray came back negative. That's as far as I have heard. That was from Ian Rappaport a couple hours ago. Have not heard any updates on the MRI, but should anything come up, we will be sure to let everyone know. And I'm sure Adam, cheap plug, might write about it over on the Viking Age.
Not over the holiday season. I'm going to take a little bit of time off to be with the family.
I said that today. I sent out some voice messages since I don't send out Christmas cards to tell everyone hi. It's like, I'm going to do this crazy thing on Christmas where I put my phone on Do Not Disturb and actually spend time with these people. You guys should try it sometime. Haven't heard Panther Stadium that loud in many years. Did you go to that game, Wes, or did you watch it on television? Well, I had friends there, and they said it was bananas yesterday. Yes, Bucks really did. They really fell apart. At one point, like week 8, I think we were like Baker Mayfield for MVP, and that shit fizzled out fast. So I feel bad. I like Baker. I like Mike Evans.
But there have been a lot of like questionable games that have happened this season, and one of those happened this week with the Lions and the Steelers. Living in Michigan, I am hearing a lot of Lions fans very unhappy with the officiating.
Something about offensive pass interference.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I heard. I didn't watch that game. It was blacked out in my area, wouldn't you know? So didn't get to watch that one. That's what I heard. Boo-hoo, Lions fans. Go back to the cellar where you belong at the bottom. Don't care. I love
But they
that.
ran an illegal pick, and then there was an offensive pass interference. It's like, I get it. You're rooting for your team, and it's a big game coming down to the wire, but you can't push off. You can't set illegal picks. You can't do it.
Yeah, the rules are the rules. And if you don't know the rules and you start complaining about calls, that's where I judge you really hard. Like the thing that happened with Seattle. It's a backwards pass. Is it a stupid rule and it should be changed? Possibly we should discuss it. But as it sits, that is the rule. What are you taught to do if there's a ball that hits the ground? Just pick it up. You see
Right.
the guys do it all the time on balls that are incomplete that hit the ground before the receiver gets to it.
Just pick it up. Yeah.
They're like, fuck it, I'm going to run it back real quick.
Well, when
just
you
in
play
case.
high school football, everybody tells you, play through the whistle.
Yeah, of course. It's day
That's
one stuff
basic.
that people they get upset about. Like you said, they get emotional. It's their team, whatever. But that's the thing that I can't get on board with. If you break the rule, I mean, cool. And we're not giving the refs a pass. We will be the first show all over the internet to shit on these referees every chance we can. But I'll also get every chance to shit on all divisional opponents. So boo-hoo, Lions fans. I don't care.
And I hope that is the last time I'm going to have to listen to Jonathan Vilma during a Vikings broadcast.
He's my least favorite. I'll say it right now. I don't want to listen to him ever call a game. I had the volume all the way down, partly because it was loud.
Did you see the little shot he took at Minnesota too when he mentioned them and flashed his Super Bowl ring?
Yeah.
Must be cool knowing that you tried to injure people on purpose.
Hearing a guy who was part of Bountygate talking about player safety and quarterback safety is like, dude, get off my television set.
I told that to my best friend yesterday. He's like, is Aaron Rodgers the most unlikable person in the NFL? I was like, no, I love Rodgers. What do you mean?
Sean Payton.
I said, it's absolute. I said, can it be a coach? I was like, it's Sean Payton. Fuck him. And it's like 1A and 1B is Nick Sirianni because Philadelphia sucks and he's got a smug face that I want to punch. Yeah.
Is it just Vikings fandom that really dislikes Sean Payton because of the Saints Bountygate thing?
Well,
Like,
Bountygate thing, and then the 2019 wild card game in New Orleans, it was just like the Minneapolis Miracle game where like there was a minute or two left. They looked like they had locked it up and stolen it from Minnesota. He's doing the fucking skull chant. And I'm like, I hope somebody hits you with a fucking car today. Go fuck yourself,
remember
man.
when Mike Zimmer wanted to fight him?
now that I would have paid to see.
Yeah.
Fuck Jake Paul and whoever he's fighting. Put Zimmer and Sean Payton in the ring. I'll pay for that fight.
Speaking of awful announcers, Rob Gronkowski on the pregame show on Fox, he legitimately cannot finish a coherent, complete sentence.
He's got something in common with Terry Bradshaw.
At least Terry Bradshaw is like 80. I don't know why Rob Gronkowski is on my television set. I kind of want to give him my donkey for that. Like why is he in broadcasting? Why?
Well, my donkey's a pretty easy one for this game. I was really hoping that with Jonathan Grenard out, that Dallas Turner would step up and have a big breakout game and everybody singing his praises right now. Instead, we got almost nothing from him.
We are out here as Vikings fans just clinging for like, can someone give us some hope for next year? Can Dallas Turner give us some hope? Can someone give us some
he
hope?
Had one tackle.
One tackle. That was combined too. No solo, no sack, no tackle for loss, no hits, no passes defended, no touchdowns. Yeah. That's a good call.
I wanted more from him. I wanted this to be this big game and silence all the people who were like, oh, he's a bust. And I'm still in the camp where, give him time, he will develop into something. But this game was not it.
I will give my donkey to the terrible rules. I thought both of the quarterback roughing the passer calls were softer than baby shit.
Yeah.
I screamed at my phone. And, of course, the Panthers game is going on, and it's nothing. I think they weren't even set to snap yet. And they're like, huh? I'm like, sorry, you guys, I'm watching my game. They're like, oh, yeah, we forgot. We have a random here watching a different game. I didn't like it one bit. You can say what you want on the second one being like helmet to helmet, which I think we need to look at intent there. But the one that Harrison Smith got called on was absolute fucking dog shit. He did everything textbook that you're supposed to do these days where you don't land your full body weight, and it was trash. It's just giving the other team another chance and a fresh set of downs. And at that point, you're affecting the game. So I'll say again, the refs are terrible. Make them full time and then hold them accountable.
It's almost at the point where if you're a defender going after a quarterback, don't even try to tackle them to the ground. Just try to wrap them up. Just try to wrap them up and hold them and bear hug them, because almost anything else is a penalty at this point. Can't go too high. You can't go too low. You can't, if you drive them into the ground,
you're just going to have to shove them as hard as humanly possible. But even then, it's too hard.
Even that'll be a flag somehow.
It'll be a flag. I don't like it at all, and I hate to sound like a boomer that's like, this turning into flag football, but literally, it's going to be flag football at some point. And at that point, I won't watch the NFL anymore. I'll just say, hey, cool, that's not what real football is. But I understand. I don't want to see quarterbacks getting cheap shots on their ACLs and their ankles and all that stuff. But everything that Harrison Smith did with that one, you can debate the second one all day. It's helmet to helmet. He needs to lower, whatever. But the one that Harrison Smith got flagged for was dog shit. And I can't get down with an apology letter from the NFL. Like, fuck your apology letter. Make it right. You know what I mean? We've been bitching about this for decades, but that's just me.
I'm still surprised the NFL was so quick to be like, no, we are not erasing those field goal attempts that hit the wire. Those still count as misses.
Yeah, blatantly interfering with points in the game. And that, not only that, like just in general affecting the game, but that to me sounds like you got your thumbprint in Vegas. Why did that happen? It's never happened before. Hasn't happened since.
Because if you think about it, that could cost a kicker quite a bit of money when going for an extension or something like that.
Well, it's just money in general. Like I'm saying, it feels like that somebody there has a thumbprint in Vegas to say, we got to keep this money line here, or the point spread here. I don't know. It feels fishy to me. But just like the government, nothing is wrong, and don't you worry about it.
Did you give your donkey away, West?
Geez. I don't even know. I don't even know who to give a donkey to. I'm deferring this week. Smith, who else are you mad at? Give out another donkey.
I know this is a weird thing to mention right now, but I have it on my mind and I wanted to talk about it. So the Bears are trying to get a new stadium, and it looks like they might end up playing in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Chiefs are trying to get a new stadium, and it looks like they might be moving to Kansas. So who knows?
In both of their defense, Kansas City, Kansas is a place that's real. So it would just be changing the state, same city name, same team name. Although the Kansas Chiefs don't sound bad either. And in the Bears' defense, I think they would still be within 31 miles, they said on Pat McAfee, from downtown Chicago.
Also, it's downtown Chicago.
Yeah, not the greatest place to put anything. Yeah. Also, let's not get caught up. We just made fun of the Giants and the Jets because they're not the actual New York or New York Giants or Jets. They're the New Jersey ones. Buffalo is where, and the San Francisco 49ers are where. You know, like why do we have to be technical?
I do have to say, every time one of these stories breaks about a team relocating or possibly relocating, man, I am super thankful that Mark and Ziggy Wilf are our team owners, and they were able to keep the Vikings in Minnesota.
The Vikings were that close to being in San Antonio. Close.
I legitimately don't know if I would be sitting here today being a San Antonio Vikings fan. Like, I don't know if I could have done that, guys.
Also, something weird happened yesterday. We're talking about the Lions and the Steelers. I just want to bring this up. If you're a fan at a game, and I'm not dismissing DK Metcalf. I'm going to shit all over him in a second. But hey, unless the player jumps in the stands to do like a Lambeau leap or wherever.
Yeah, what was that?
Just don't talk to them, and don't. If you did shout something racially or something about his family, like shame on you. And I'm fully behind him on that. But first of all, don't touch players. You're not allowed to touch them ever for any reason. Unless they jump in the stands and you get to like, yeah, good job. Like, okay, cool. They should know that's going to happen. Apparently, DK Metcalf says, and this guy's name is Ryan Kennedy, he said that he used the N-word and the C-word, or a racial, misogynistic, hate-based language about his mother. That's what DK Metcalf is assuming. And this guy says, I am categorically denying all of that. That's not true. We'll never know. But, brother, You are about to go to the playoffs, and you are the number one receiver on your team. Don't fucking touch the fans. I'm sorry.
Well, he only got a 2-game suspension, so at least he'll be able to play in the playoffs.
Did he? I didn't hear that he got. I didn't hear what he got. So that's crazy. I didn't. So 2 games.
Yep.
Oh wow.
On one hand, I am pro people getting slapped around for saying stupid shit. Like more people probably need to be smacked in the head for saying stupid shit in public.
Yep,
but
yeah.
also, when you're fully suited up in your NFL gear and there's a billion television cameras around everywhere, probably not the most appropriate time to do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. You have to be smarter, and I understand. Like, I wouldn't want anybody to say that to him either because it's rude and it's a bitch move. You're just a bitch kind of man if you're going to say that to another dude and hide behind the fact that, oh, he can't touch me. But
have you ever seen DK Metcalf?
Dude,
if you walked up to him on the streets,
it's different. It's such a great point. You know, it's different when they say Cam Newton is a defensive end playing quarterback. You want your quarterback to be big. He's a fucking safety or linebacker playing receiver. Like, just a massive human. You can't, like, I hate anyone that will hide behind that stuff where they can say something terrible and then they can run away. What a bitch move as a man, but
it's like I know you guys might not watch professional wrestling regularly, but I mean, to see those fans like just going off on wrestlers that could beat the ever-loving crap out of them just because they know they can't be touched, it's crazy.
Yeah. If you do that kind of stuff,
unless it's Gunther laughing in the face of a John Cena kid, then it's hilarious.
Great.
But yeah, talking about this game, so J.J. McCarthy had to go out. He was 9 of 14, 108 yards, 1 interception.
And my favorite comment right here.
What's that?
Here's my hot take. I don't mind Chicago. I would rather hang out in Chicago than go to Milwaukee any day.
You just like that deep dish pizza.
I do.
He is our deep dish expert here. He will die on that hill, and I respect Adam for that.
Sadly, can't have pizza quite yet, but hopefully soon.
That'll be fun. Your first pizza out. Oh, that'd be so good.
Oh, yeah. I'm already dreaming of it.
Yeah, this is bad. I don't know what I thought J.J. McCarthy looked fine, but he had a QBR of 38.2.
You pretty much summed up his entire season. Oh, this is bad.
2 turnovers are definitely going to hurt your QBR.
Yeah. So had a rushing touchdown. I'll give him that, which was nice. But QBR of 38.2 and 3 sacks. Max Brosmer came in 7 of 9 for 52 yards, no turnovers, 1 sack. Much better outing from him, even though they were definitely playing cleanup and keep away with Brosmer.
And when Brosmer went in, was very clearly, we are not asking him to throw the ball at all because he didn't have to. Like you said, we were just run the football and we will win the football game. A little bit better outing, though, for Brosmer than what we've seen against Seattle. So I'll give him some credit. I'll give him some credit. That's a real low bar to clear there.
Hey,
let's play game here real quick.
Yeah.
Can any of you name the quarterback who's going to start for the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday?
Oh,
I somebody. I saw the tweet earlier.
I just read it, but I don't remember his name.
Leckler or something like that?
No, that's a punter. Or a kicker.
His first name is Chris. Do you got it?
No, I don't. I know he came from Buffalo's practice squad, right?
Yes.
I want to say it's Oladokin? Oladokin? Something like that.
Oladokin, same thing.
But yeah, so Christmas, Chris on there.
There almost is a legitimate point to be made now where why wouldn't you just call Cam Newton as opposed to this guy that you're bringing in out of nowhere? They don't have anything
to play for now. At least
they're even shutting down Gardner Minshew, so you know it's bad.
That's very crazy. That it's 2 ACLs 2 weeks in a row.
It was not an ACL for Minshew.
Oh, I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, they said he dodged that, but he's still got to have surgery, but he dodged the ACL bullet. So there's a chance he could be our quarterback next year, guys.
Avoids ACL tear. Let's see what it was. ACL remains intact. Shane Buechele. Buechele of the Bills practice squad. Buechele spent 2021 and 2022 season with Kansas City. Oh, that makes sense.
That reminds
City Who do they have left? They have Denver and then at Las Vegas. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Not
I
winning
cannot
either of
believe
those
that
two.
Jacksonville upset Denver. That blew my mind.
That was a crazy game to watch. They looked competent the whole game and kind of just did what they wanted. I like the resurgence of Travis Etienne, and this is the sunshine from Clemson that we thought we wanted him to be in the NFL, because it's been a large question mark up until this point in his
Yeah, it
career.
only took 6 years, but he appears to have finally figured
Well,
it
you
out.
know what, Kyle? That's a great point, because this is why it's okay to be out on JJ McCarthy. It doesn't have to be personal. With how many resurgence stories and how many places he could end up and maybe get another shot, I don't feel like it's that bad if Minnesota were to move on. I personally still hold the opinion that I don't think the Vikings will move on from him. I don't think that he will be the starter next year, but I don't know. It depends. Some crazy stuff could happen. I think we can forget about that Joe Burrow pipe dream. I don't think Cincinnati's going to let him go, number one. Number two, we just read this week and put it in our chat. Miami offered 4 first-round picks that draft when he was coming out, and they said no. That's before he ever took an NFL snap. This man's been to a Super Bowl, and last season, even though they lost, he had like 41 touchdowns. It's going to take like 4 ones and 4 twos to move
And the
Joe Burrow.
only thing that I'm keeping within the realm of like the 10% possibility of it happening is if him and his agent legitimately go to Cincinnati and say, we are not playing for you, point blank, period. We're done. We don't want any part of your team moving forward. That opens the door for a little bit more realistic of a trade possibility. But
Sure.
even then, since he can just do what they did with, like you said,
Carson
not
Palmer.
Carson Palmer, I almost said Carson Wentz, Carson Palmer years ago, where it's like, okay, we'll sit on you then. We will
And
just
don't forget, Joe Burrow has a no trade clause, so even if the Bengals do work something out, he has to okay it.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of moving parts. I mean, I think he would thrive with Kevin O'Connell. I think when he's healthy, dude, you can argue. I can argue with whoever to say if all of these 4 quarterbacks are healthy, it's Lamar, it's Josh Allen, it's Patrick
He's in my
Mahomes.
top 5.
He's top 4 and he ain't 4th. And I gotta say, like, I would love to have him there. Now there is going to be that he is injury prone, but I've seen him. I mean, I said it 2 weeks ago. Go watch the film from a couple weeks ago against Buffalo. First bad play of the game, it's a pick six. It's just a great play by the safety or the corner. Okay, that shit happens. These are pro athletes. These are NFL teams. Even the worst team could have a great play every other week on defense. He has to rally his troops back from down 2 scores. And when I tell you within 2 throws, he was down the field and they were already in striking range, and it is 100% because he put the ball where nobody else could put the ball. You have that option. I don't have that option with J.J. McCarthy. I don't know if he'll ever get there. Maybe he will. But I don't think it's bad to, say, hey, look, you played 28% of your games. I know that's not fair, but it is what it is. Had we not had him last year, or had we not had Sam Darnold last year, what would we have done? You're going to throw Jaron Hall out there for the whole season?
Oh, boy.
Good luck. And I hate to say it, but if Sam Darnold goes to a Super Bowl with Seattle, shame on Minnesota. Fucking shame on them. That's going to look so bad. And I don't care if the situation's different. I don't care. You had him in your building, and you didn't offer him enough money. And that's going to be the hill that I absolutely die on. Sorry to go on the J.J. McCarthy tirade again, but
it's the A topic,
gave
though.
him the starting job.
It's the number one topic all off season is going to be what do you do with the quarterback position?
I am
him
really
the
interested
starting
in
job.
what's
They
going to
didn't
happen
make him
when
earn
the
it at
lights
all.
are on for Darnold again, because I don't know if he's got it in him.
Yeah, I mean, there was some luck in that game against the Rams, but he did beat some demons that day. Just like when we bagged on Kirk Cousins forever for not winning a playoff game. He throws the pass of his life to Adam Thielen down at the 2 on the road as an underdog. And it's like, hey, I got that monkey off my back. You can't say that anymore. If they end up being the 1 seed, he just got to win 1 game, and he's in the NFC Championship. So,
right.
I mean, Daniel Jones might be in the realm of possibility of reuniting back with the Vikings as well, too. There's a lot of weird scenarios that could potentially unfold. And I'm like you, Smith. I don't want to continue to beat the Joe Burrow story to death because it's already been beaten into the ground for something that's probably not going to happen. Because I even feel like when I say a 10% possibility, I'm being generous on saying a 10% possibility. It's what? Probably
If it was a contract year and he wasn't locked in, because his average per year starts with a 4, which is cheap as shit for a guy of his talent and his tenure. But it goes back to the McCarthy thing for me. Like, I don't think the Joe Burrow thing is going to happen, but I'm still baffled looking back at it that they just gave McCarthy the starting job. I think that was an erroneous mistake on all parts.
I keep coming back to I don't know what the solution for the 2026 Vikings quarterback position is, because there are, as we sit right here today on December 22nd, no good options for this team.
You do have
we
one
could all
other
be able to agree that drafting another quarterback is probably off the table.
Well, that's where I was going next. There is the other option. If they sit at 15, let's just say they stay at 15 for some, maybe they go 1-1 over the next 2 games. I highly doubt they would win this short notice if JJ McCarthy's not going to play. Sorry, Max. I want to support you, but I don't see you beating Detroit. Maybe they can beat Green Bay. They're both home games, so anything can happen. Let's say they stay at 15 or 16.
Green Bay might be resting.
If you want to trade to number 1 to guarantee you get that spot, you call New York because they don't want a quarterback. You're going to have to give up at least 3-1.
Based on how Jackson Dart played, maybe they do want a quarterback. I don't know, but continue.
I don't think anybody outside of that Mendoza kid is going to even be close to that, and that's probably the number 1 pick is Mendoza. If you're all in on him, you call New York and say, hey, listen, we'll give you 3 1s and a couple of 2s so we can stay up. You get the first round, blah, blah, blah. They would entertain that offer, I would assume, but because they don't.
Dart showed a lot of potential at the beginning of the season too. They were winning some games and then it all just fell off.
Oh, New York?
I know that they're probably not looking to move off Dart anytime soon.
I think he's your guy. If you could just talk him into not sacrificing his body every game, he'd be all right. He doesn't need to be a Lieutenant Merchant either.
They also ran into firing a head coach and some injuries that happened with his running back and his receiver. And I feel like rookie quarterbacks usually tend to hit a wall at some point where they kind of slow down. And he kind of hit that wall. I think he's a great young player. I would be happy to have Jackson Dart on this
I feel
team.
like he's going to be fine.
I think he'll come at it. They'll get him a good head coach that can work with him. And the thing about drafting a quarterback though, Smith, is that do you believe that Kevin O'Connell is able to develop a young quarterback, or is it just going to be JJ McCarthy 2.0 overwhelm another young kid out there on the field? Do you want to go that route? Do you legitimately just need to get him a veteran quarterback to run his system in order to have success?
We also got to kind of wonder, how many teams right now would be actively looking to trade up for a quarterback in this draft?
I can tell you.
I don't know.
I can tell you right now because we just had it up.
Because you got the Jets, maybe the
here we go.
Saints.
The Las Vegas Raiders are at number 2. They absolutely could be in the running for a quarterback. Cleveland is at 3. They should be in the running for a quarterback. The Jets, yes.
You see, Shador is probably making the Pro Bowl.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. I have no reason to hate on that. Arizona at 5, yes. Tennessee, no. Washington, no. New Orleans at 8, yes. Miami at 10, yes.
I am still wondering if Arizona is going to do something and move on from Kyler Murray. I know they probably should.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point because the cap is pretty terrible for them. So is Miami. I think Tua stays in Miami, even though he got benched. I think they're going to fire their coach and try. If they cut Tua, they have to do. I think it's close to $60 million of eating money next year, and that's rough. We've had this comment up. We just didn't talk about it. It seems to take him 2 years to recover from a torn Achilles. I don't want Jones. Yeah, dude, that's the thing that I laugh at. People are saying Patrick Mahomes will be ready week 1. No, he won't. No, he won't. This is late December. You're tearing your ACL. He's not Adrian Peterson. If you've looked at Patrick Mahomes with his shirt off, because you get to see it in quarterback versus Adrian Peterson, those are 2 different humans. I'm sorry, Patrick, you're going in the Hall of Fame. No. Achilles, I'm 100% on board. Rodgers,
Did you hear Jared Allen's story? He was on some podcast. He was talking about how much of a physical freak Adrian Peterson was compared to everyone else. He told this amazing story of they were in training camp. They were running wind sprints. And, of course, Adrian Peterson is destroying everyone with it. And he did it with Jared Allen's own words here, the biggest dip in his mouth he has ever seen. And that was just Adrian Peterson, just like beating everyone. And then when he's done, just like spitting tobacco out on the ground. Like that is some kind of natural talent out there.
Yeah, God-given talent. Doesn't have common sense, but hell of an athlete back in his day.
He should fight Jake Paul next.
Well, you could add him to the list of non-boxers that he likes to fight. That would go right up his alley.
Who did Adrian Peterson fight? Was it Le'Veon Bell?
It was Le'Veon Bell.
That was
and he
so
lost.
That was so weird to watch. I don't.
So random and so sad that that's
stupid.
What he did. Funny. Ugh.
He ain't no Anderson Silva, that's for sure.
That's for damn sure.
That was actually kind of fun seeing 50-year-old Anderson Silva out there. I kind of like
called out Chael Sonnen too, like they have unfinished business. I'm like, what are we doing with all these opportunities for boxing where all these grandpa age guys are calling each other out? What are we doing right now?
Because boxing is such a dead sport compared to MMA at this point that all that's left is like shit show circus fights.
Andrew, do you mean a quarter like 25 cents or like 1/4 of a football game?
How much do you think we would have to pay to get Adrian Peterson on this podcast? Because I don't feel like it would be as much as what you would think. Like if the three of us collectively pooled money, I feel like we could get Peterson on.
I know I ain't got it.
Here's the thing. I don't have it and I don't want to.
Like $1,000, like do you think like $1,000 we could get Peterson AP on here?
I mean, I think you would start with 1,000. His fee would probably be like 2 or 3, but I'm not giving him $1 to come on the show. I love you to death.
I'm not either, but
I love you to death, but
one of the best running backs to ever play.
I wonder who the cheapest Viking we could get to come on here would be.
I mean, I have a source I could ask, but I don't want to do it.
What's Darren Sharper up to these days?
Oh, God. All right, that's the end of the show, boys and girls.
You know, there are Vikings players on Cameo if you want to get a Vikings cameo.
Oh, that's
like who?
We should do that.
John Randall cameo would be amazing.
I fucking love John Randall. He's so funny.
If you guys don't follow John Randall on social media,
you got to do it.
That is such a fun follow.
Well, I
His
love
Stuart
how
Smalley
much
stuff just blew my mind.
I love how much he still loves the Minnesota Vikings. I that's what I like from my what? What are you looking at?
I went to Cameo. Oh my goodness. We could get Bo Richter for $25. You can get the fan that looks like Kirk Cousins for $40, which is hilarious. Greg Joseph, KJ Osborne, Isaiah Rodgers.
KJ Osborne would be cool.
Sage Rosenfeld. I'm looking for an odd one on here.
Isaiah Rodgers seems such a cool guy. Did you guys see his shoes before the game?
No, I didn't.
They are some of the most, I won't say hideous, but boy, for Christmas shoes, they were something.
Anthony Harris, Dalton Risner, Brad Johnson, Alexander Madison, Harrison Phillips, Chad Beebe, Greg Joseph, Jake Reed.
Of course, Chad Beebe's on there.
Ben Lieber, John Randall, $193. Jared Allen, $269.
Good on him.
Culpepper, $75. Guys, I may do this.
So
Isn't that kind of wild to look at those?
I didn't even think of this. I might get John Randall to give us a cameo. That's
I am so far out of the loop. Is a cameo like? Do you get to talk to the person, or
so you get to call?
They
so
record?
You send it, like an email into someone, and you say, "Hey, hi, John. My name's Kyle. I'm on a Vikings podcast called the Purple People Podcast. Can you please say Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, or just give us a skull chant?" He's like, "Skull, Purple People Pod. I heard you guys, blah, blah, blah." And like, you kind of tell them what to say, but it's actually them saying it.
That's cool.
I got one for Christmas.
AI stuff.
I got one for Christmas a few years ago. Fun thing. So there's a indie Americana like country band, like an alternative country band that I like called American Aquarium. And the lead singer lost his mother, much like I did, I think like a year apart. My brother reached out to him because he does those. And he's like, here's your Christmas present. And I open it, and he's sitting in his office at his home. "Kyle, it's BJ from American Aquarium. I heard you lost your mom." And I stopped. I said, "I am not watching this in front of you all because I will cry." That's a fucking awesome gift. Thank you for that. I don't know what you paid, but the dollars can't do it. $260.
I thought it was going to be Nev Campbell. That's what I thought you were going to do.
269 for Jared Allen or 193 for John Randall? Who would we want more?
You want John Randall.
God.
I have a Adam. You'll like this one. I got an autographed House of a Thousand Corpses poster from Bill Moseley. It's a mini poster, not full size, and it was on his website. It was like, I'll autograph it, and then for $10 extra, like I'll put whatever else you want on it too.
Right.
And so I thought it would be funny to have Bill Moseley go fuck yourself on a poster.
That's great.
And so I've got an autographed House of a Thousand Corpses poster by Bill Moseley.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What's up, Davey? Skull, buddy. 3 in a row. Thank you for joining. Wes, I'm going to defer to Kyle West on this one. He can answer you his opinion on this question.
What about trying to get Jacoby Brissett after
What did you
this
say
year?
about a Mac Jones or a Jacoby Brissett? What were you saying last week?
That I would rather stick my hand in a blender than get one of these kind of like journeyman quarterbacks that hey, we won like 10 games, but then we get embarrassed in the wild card. Like I don't want to do that.
Wes, I am in the opposite camp. If you can get Mac Jones for a 2, go get him because he's an adult who can stay not injured. But I get Kyle's sentiment. I just hope.
Smith, you also want competition.
Correct. I want competition. What I would like is to get our own Josh Allen. That's what I really want. But, there's not that many of those on planet Earth. So what are we going to do? You're new here. Wait, you know what? If you're new here, that's fine. We welcome you in. We're about to end the show. Please comment on your thoughts on the game yesterday against the Giants. We were talking about what did we recap on this show?
Let's ask him about JJ McCarthy. That's our main topic.
What do you think right now, Davey? Do you think we should roll forward and see what next year brings us with JJ, or are you out? I personally am out for the injuries, but I see both sides. I think personally he'll probably stay on the team, but what do you think? Andrew says, I agree on Mac Jones. Bring him in. Oh, here's a good one. I asked the chat this yesterday, and Adam brought up a great point of Hall of Very Good, but I also tried to combat that with stats that kind of like cater to my argument. I was being not a troll because Adam's
I was actually enjoying that conversation.
I'm not trying to rage bait my podcast co-host. I don't do that. I'll do that with the chat all day long. I'll talk shit to but I respect these guys too much. Danielle Hunter, former Viking, has 111 career sacks. I thought he had like 85. So John Randall has 137 and a half, and I think Jared Allen has 135. Dude, Danielle Hunter's like 31. He can absolutely be top 10 all time in sacks. And I say, is he a Hall of Famer? And Adam says he's in the Hall of Very Good. And I said, well, Adam brought up, well, he doesn't have a Super Bowl. Well, neither does Jared Allen or John Randall. And another great retort from Adam, because you know what? At least Jared Allen led the league in sacks a few times. And I don't know that Danielle's done that, but consistently, if you do your job that well into like 35, I think you at least get a look. But I had no idea that Danielle Hunter had already passed 100. He's still got 2 games left. He could finish the year with like 113 sacks.
Very respectable career from Danielle Hunter. Very excellent numbers that he's putting up.
When he came in, everybody said, he's a project. He's going to have to learn. No.
Yeah.
Here you go. No rookie comes into an ideal situation. Most are a freaking mess. It's very true. I think out of all the situations at that current time last year, he fell into the best one. Unfortunately, the knee injury happened. If you didn't hear my stat for the show, I said J.J. McCarthy has started. Actually, I forgot the playoff game last year. So technically, he's only started 27% of the games this year and last year up until now. So that's why I said that, but I'm just trying to throw out, for argument's sake, whether you could be or could, because I want to hear what you guys have to say to bring me back in closer for McCarthy. But you're absolutely right. It's not fair to judge him on only starting 9 games this year. It's not fair, but I don't care about fair because I want to watch the team win.
I've been thinking of this every time you say that 28% stat. It makes it all the more impressive that Brett Favre started, including playoffs,
like
321 consecutive starts
in a time where he got the shit beat out of him, literally.
That will never be broken.
And you know what? You guys know saying about what the best ability is, right?
Availability,
right?
Well, that also brings a good point, Kyle, because I was listening to the old TikTok yesterday. That's always football and algorithm. It's a shame what they did to Eli Manning in that year when they benched him just because they were out of it. If you have an
That
Iron
was
Man streak
bullshit.
going like that, you don't do that to your player. Let him at least go out and start a
Was
series.
that Ben McAdoo who did that?
McAdoo or somebody within that time frame, and it's a damn travesty they did that to him.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was not happy about that. I thought that Eli Manning kind of got the short end of the stick there.
Yeah, for
Eli
somebody that does
deserved.
everything for your franchise and doesn't give you any trouble, like you could at least let them play a series so they get the streak. But
What 2 Super Bowl wins, right?
against the Patriots of all the teams.
Yeah.
Say what
Yeah,
you
like,
want about
you
Eli
could-
Manning and the win percentage or like whatever. One of the best things I've ever heard about any Hall of Fame, if you're going to pick, is if you tell the story of that league, can you leave this person
Can you
out?
tell
Or
it without?
absolutely
Right.
can't. And you absolutely cannot leave Eli Manning out because they beat what could have been the perfect team, would have been the best team of
And
all time.
to what Adam was saying, like that's the reason why guys like Jared Allen are in the Hall of Fame, because you can't, even though he doesn't have a Super Bowl ring, you can't really tell the history of the NFL without Jared Allen, because
Right.
hey, he was a sack leader in the NFL. Daniil Hunter, you can probably tell the history of it without Daniil Hunter at the moment.
Yeah. Now, I'll bring it up just because we have it when we're going to end the show soon. NFL all-time sack leaders. So
Michael Strahan, right?
Bruce Smith with 200, Reggie White with 198,
There you
Deacon
go.
Jones 173 and a half, Kevin Green 160, Julius Peppers 159 and a half. Damn, a half a sack behind Kevin Green. Top 10, or let's go all the way down to John Randall at 14. There's 3 Vikings in there: Alan Page, Chris Dolman, and John Randall.
Nice.
Pretty
And
cool.
keep in mind that some of those guys might have more sacks because before that was an actual recorded
Correct.
stat.
Written.
This
Yeah,
is
yep.
since 1960 unofficial leaders. The official leaders, John Randall at 137 and a half. Von Miller is right behind him at 136 and a half. So that's crazy. They could all be a 3-way tie at 10 between Richard Dent, John Randall, and Von Miller should he get another. Right below Von Miller is Jared Allen with 136. Cam Jordan is still playing with 130. Miles Garrett already has 124. Jesus Christ.
That's insane.
Do you
TJ
think
Watt
he's
has
going to beat
115.
the single season sack record this year?
I mean, he's got a chance. They still have 2 games left. Miles Garrett at 21 all time already. TJ Watt at 26 all time. And Daniil Hunter is 30th all time with 112 and a half sacks after yesterday.
Where's Mark Gastineau on there?
I'm still scrolling. We're in the 60s. We're in the 70s.
Because that guy, I tell you.
95, tied with Cliff Averill for 74.
Boy.
That's crazy. Yeah, as it sits right now, Daniil Hunter is 30th all time, tied, or he's right below Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack has 113. Daniil Hunter has 112 and a half.
And Daniil's only like 31, 32, somewhere in there,
I'm
right?
telling you, he can crack into the top 10. There's no, 112 to 137 and a half. That's what, 25?
Oh, yeah. Doable for sure.
He can definitely do that.
I forgot how young Daniil Hunter is. Why, in my mind, why did I think he was like 35 already?
I don't know.
Let's click on it here.
So
we're already here.
He
Daniil
realistically
Hunter
could have.
is October 29th, 1994. He's only 31 years old. 31 years old in 54 days. So he won't turn 32 until almost Halloween next year.
So he could have another 3-4 years of being a productive player in this league.
If he gets just 10 a year, he's averaged 12 the last 2 years. Now more. He's had 13 this year. If he averaged 10 for 4 more years.
So that's what we were saying, Adam.
He would be tied with Michael Strahan.
That's what we were saying, Adam, with Dallas Turner. Like, you just got to let these guys just wait. We forget how young they are when they come into the league. Like, give them a little bit of time. The kid is not a bust. Dallas Turner will be a great Minnesota Viking. Just let him continue to grow and develop and learn. And I truly believe in that kid.
Absolutely.
He's got all the talent in the world, man.
I love this right here. The Purple People Eaters, the only front 4 with 400 sacks.
Hell yeah.
Insane.
Crazy.
We got to get this team back to a Super Bowl. They haven't been to a Super Bowl since Gerald Ford was in office. I like to throw that stat to all my friends. And on that note, we should probably end at Jabril Peppers. Yeah, I don't think Julius Peppers is on retiring. North Carolina Tar Heel legend, and I'm very angry that he played for Chicago and Green Bay. He could have came to Minnesota and tried to complete the NFC North tour, at least get 3/4. But is what it is. Let's plug it. Hey, before we go, I'll just tell everyone happy holidays. If you can, please be safe and have a good time. If you don't celebrate, that's fine. Just be safe. People are going to be out and about. Weather's usually not good this time of year wherever you are, unless you're in the South. So be safe, enjoy yourself responsibly, all that fun stuff.
So if you are not in the Minnesota area, you will have to watch this game on Netflix. And I don't know how many of you guys have Netflix, but that's where it is.
I do. I'm still boycotting the NFL and angry with them for making me buy 17 different services to watch games. But I just happen to have this one because my son and I enjoy the library of Netflix and the kids section for him. But yeah, 4:30 Eastern on Christmas Day this Thursday coming up. Get ready for Max Brosmer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, spend some time with your loved ones, exchange your gifts, do whatever you do for your holiday celebrations, and
Don't
we'll
let
be
the
back here
Vikings
to talk
ruin your
about the Minnesota
Christmas.
Vikings and whatever happens against the Lions. I am not quite sure how it's going to go, but I'm excited.
Go on over to the Viking Age. Adam Carlson writes there. He did say earlier he was going to take a break and enjoy the holidays, which he has earned. But if you click on any of his articles and scroll around, read them, give him a good read. He writes very well written articles, but give them a click on a couple of those, and you can help feed his cat and keep the lights on.
That's true. This morning, my article came out with the winners and losers from the game against the Giants, and a couple of those I don't know if they were fair, but I don't have to be fair. It's my opinion.
Life is not fair. So you don't have to be either, Adam.
But wherever you're on social media, check me out at MNVikingZombie. That's me. And social media, hit me up. Let's talk about movies. Let's talk about bad reality competition shows. I'm down for anything. Just hit me up.
I'm going to put Kyle West up here, vaguely square at Blue Sky. If you're on that social media platform, he is there.
Yep, that's me. You can give me a follow.
I see all you guys in the comments. Happy
Thank
holidays. Wes, Michael, Jonathan, and Charlotte. Davey, we appreciate you. Andrew, as always, one of the OGs for the show. Just appreciate you guys. Thank you.
I absolutely love when we get people in here to talk about these games with us, because back in the day, recording this on Skype was brutal.
We've been doing this shit for at least I've been doing it with you guys since 2014, so over 11 years. And I was all the way back to episode 87. I'll never forget that. Right after.
We are never going to not live again.
Yeah.
Never happening.
Thanks for letting us come on here and ramble. We do appreciate all of y'all.
Absolutely. In the meantime, stay classy, Minnesota.